Hi everyone, it's Diane Evans with stampinwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So if this is one of your first times joining me, welcome. I'm so glad that you found me either on Facebook or from YouTube. But make sure that you subscribe or like my Facebook page and you'll get notified immediately as soon as I do go live. So basically, Thursday nights is always my now what part of the series. So basically, I picked something from in your studio that you may not have even noticed, or it might be even something that is kind of hidden in the catalog, and it's obviously something that I have in my studio. So I'm still on the Halloween treat bag kick. Unfortunately, when you have an awful lot, or well, an awful lot, 4 grandchildren, it's not something that you have trouble. I don't have that many, but I really want to include some treat bags for the kids for Halloween. So, and also if you have special trick-or-treaters that come to your house, I know I have 3 or 4 in the neighborhood that I make sure that I have a special treat just for them, and they get an awful lot more. So today, let's just head on right on down to my desktop here, and I'll show you what we're going to be playing with today. You see these here? These are, and I'm going to actually show you where they are. They are in the annual catalog. They're on page 140, and they're embossed treat bags. Now, they're almost 5 inches by 6.5 inches. Like, they're big treat bags, and they're very, very sturdy. Like, look at how big they are. So this is a great one to give a treat bag. You could also give, like I know for my grandsons, I can throw a toy in there. I might be able to do some art supplies for my oldest grandson. So, you know, it's just a bunch of different things that you can use. But like I say, it's so sturdy, and it's amazing what you could possibly do with it. But I'm going to make I'm going to decorate this treat bag up, and I'm going to actually do a shaker card with it. So I love this Scary Cute. I think they're amazing. The whole bundle itself is so dang cute. I love these little guys here, the trick-or-treaters here, the fairy Frankenstein. I love them all. I think they're really, really cute. But the dies are something that I'm really taken to. I like this spooky sort of spooky hollow sort of type thing there. So that's what I'm going to kind of play with. And I'm also going to play with the fact of doing, like I said, a shaker card. So I have some gorgeous grape that I thought, well, you know what, I'm just going to kind of put this on this card, and we'll just make it where if they want afterwards, they can just take it off. And I was debating, should I maybe sponge this a little bit? And I thought, you know what, I think I will. And I am using Gorgeous Grape and the Parakeet Party. I just love those 2 colors together. So I'm just going to come in here, and and you'll see that these are kind of embossed by me sponging it. You can kind of see how the bag is kind of embossed. So I'm just going to, like I say, going to sponge that. I'm only going to sponge the front of it. You know, they are kids. Are they going to really notice the difference? I don't know. Maybe my oldest grandson sure would, just for the fact that he's quite artistic himself. So I'm just, like I say, just going to come in. I just want to get, and not like I really need to do that there because it's going underneath. You know what? I can get it kind of dark in some spots. That's okay too. And I can leave that part there because it's going to get covered with the Gorgeous Grape. All right. Now, I guess I could go and I could do all of it, but I think I'm just going to leave the front of it like so. And then like I say, I've got a piece of the Gorgeous Grape that's going to go on there. You know what? I think I'm going to do this part just a little bit more as well. Kind of like that dark look to it. There we go. All right, so like I said, we're going to do a shaker card. So I'm going to show you kind of what I did with this. So I have two of these Parakeet Party, and these are the stitched rectangle dies, and these happen to be the 4 3/8 inch stitched rectangle dies. And then I turned around and I also cut out from this die, I cut out this one here. And I thought, oh, that'll be kind of fun, and then I can see, um, and then maybe cut this part out. So that's kind of what I did. So what I want to do is I'm going to come in with a window sheet, and I have it just a tiny bit less than what this piece is. And honestly, you can kind of go ahead and figure out where you want, how big you want your piece to be. Now I'm just going to kind of do a little tiny bit of cheating on here. And I'm just going to come in because I don't want my glue to come any further than those pieces there. So I'm just going to come in with my liquid glue. And I'm going to glue on those window sheets. Just like so. We're going to let that set for a bit. Now, somebody did ask me the other day, they went and they said, why do you let your glue set? I don't want any of that glue oozing out on my window sheet. So I'm going to just sort of put that off to the side. All right. The other thing that's really, really handy with shaker cards are these foam adhesive strips. Now, I've got some of these here. So let me just bring those out and we'll cut those to the size once I get this put onto this front part here. Now I went ahead and I cut a few of these dies out, and I'll show you what I did cut out. I cut this one out, and I thought this could go in there so that we've kind of got this, like I say, kind of a scary hello sort of type thing in there. And I actually went and put the adhesive sheets onto the back on there because this is going to glue directly onto the window sheets. And then I turned around and I also cut out some of these. These are the banners. I've got the house, I've got the cat, and I've got some bats in there as well. So I think that should be good now. So I'm just going to come in with this. And we're just going to put that down there. Like I say, we don't want that coming out from there because other things would stick to it, right? Now, because I am using a window sheet and we want to use some sequins. Now, another thing, I don't know if you've noticed in there are these for everything fancy sequins. I had used these blue ones for something that I had done back in, it must have been August I had done that. And I thought these green ones would be really good. They have blue, pink, and this green, and this green will go fantastic in here. Now, these are not just sequins. There's bits of pearls in there. Let's see if I can get this up quite close so that you can see it. Hello. So see how they are, and they have pearls. They have iridescent ones in there, all different shapes. So they're kind of fun, and they come in these all in a box together. So I really like those together. All right. So that looks like that's good that way. Now, what I want to do is I am going to come on and I'm going to actually put this in here like this. So I'm going to take this backing off, which is, like I said, it's the backing off of the adhesive sheets. It just comes off like that. And then I'm not going to have to play around with any glue or anything like that. So I'm just going to put that, fit it right in there. And that's just going to hit it that way. So like I say, I'm going to go in with my embossing buddy because I don't want any static on there. And let's try these adhesive sheets. Now, one thing that I want to do with these adhesive sheets is I don't want them going right out to the end here, or else the sequins are going to move all over. So I just need them along where the black parts are. So I'm actually going to go in, and I'll bring in my scissors here, just like that. And we have Margaret from Australia and Marilyn from Alabama. Oh my goodness. Okay, so let's just go ahead and put this on there. I'm going to come up here as well. Now, I'd really like to have them go across here because I don't want it to go that extra distance. So I'm actually going to put that across there like so. I'm going to need 4 of those. There we go. So like I say, I'm just going to bring that right across there. And we don't want these foam sheets to show from the front. So we're going to make sure that they're off to this one side. My goodness, this is not wanting to come off. Right, so let's go ahead and put that like so. And this can go on there as well. You need a couple of that size, so just going to cut that one off. So this is actually the most tedious part, is getting these strips on here. Because we definitely do not want those sequins coming out, right? Put this up there. So we're butting that right up to the edge there. And I'm going to come in with those little pieces off to the side here as well. Just butt that up really nice and close. And the same with this other one. And then we just have the last strip to do there. Whoops. Always want to butt this up to there. So let's get that really butt up. And then we've got just that one last piece to go across there. These go a long, long way. And the nice thing is they are a little pliable too. So let's just get that right butted up. And within that thing so it doesn't show. All right, so then the other part, then what we're going to want to do is put this on here. Now, I thought what would be a good idea to do is possibly cut this down. So I'm cutting it down to the stitched mark, just so that it's a tiny bit smaller than the top layer. So just go ahead and do that. Like I say, this is the parakeet party. It's so much fun. Okay. So we can just get rid of that. All right. Now, this is where we want to come in with our sequins, because we're going to continue to put, I didn't want to put anything on the back here. I just want the sequins to show. So I'm thinking to myself that what I'll do is I will come and I'm going to come down with it this way. So I'm going to put these sequins right in there. And I always find that the hardest part about this whole shaker card business is how much of the sequins to put in there. I never know how much to put in. So I'm just going to go a tiny bit more. Whoops. See, and they're jumping out at me. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come off, take these backings off of the sequins. We are off of the foam strips. We don't want any of the sequins to stick onto these, because then that makes sure that what happens then is it stops that seal. So we'll just get that in there. Sugar cards are one of those things that kids play with a lot. So do we as adults, right? Anything that is a moving part on a card is kind of fun. Whoops. See, that's what I didn't want to happen. So we're just going to have to get those sequins off of there. And now I'm going to come down and I'm just going to put this down here. We want this to be, I could always trim it off if it's not going to fit properly. So hopefully I've got that right in the right spot. What I should have done was put that lid back on there. So let's see. There we go. Well, that's a good amount of sequins in there. And also it's going to be stick to some parts, and that's okay too. All right. So then this part here can go right onto this part here. So I'm going to actually go ahead and glue that. I could use my tear and tape, but I'm going to glue it. And then we're going to start decorating it. So we want this. I want this off to the left-hand side. Just want to make sure that that's in the middle. There we go. And then, like I say, I've got these pieces here. The cat is actually with the adhesive, but the house isn't tonight. I love this house. So I think what I'll do is I'll have this house there. So I'm going to have to actually go ahead and glue that. Now, I think I'm just going to glue along the bottom because I don't want any of that glue to get onto my window sheet. Otherwise, it fogs it up, it mucks it up if you get it off in the wrong spot. It's a lot of glue on there. So I'm just going to bring this in like so. Okay, and we don't need that cat, but I can definitely use that for something else. Now, I did go ahead and I cut out 3 of these really small bats, and I used them also with the adhesive sheets. Just because I had the piece there. So let's go ahead and put our bats kind of going up like this. And we have 2 more bats. Such small dies, right? Let's have the bats going off here. And then we have another bat. Now, I actually should have put that up a little bit higher, but that's okay. We're going to work with it this way. Maybe I should have had I don't know. We'll see how this works. So we have another bat. And let's put that bat right like there. All right. Oh, I've got sequins on here. All right. So now we have that like that. Now what we want to do is we want to stamp that trick or treat. And they have that great stamp set. And it's this one, Trick or Treat, You're So Sweet. So I'm going to see if it'll stamp in the memento. If not, I may have to use black embossing powder to make it so it's really going to show up. So let's get this. I'm going to move that down a bit. So I'm hoping that's going to be black enough. Not too bad. And so what we can do, we can have that go off to the top here. Or we could have it going off the side, let's see. Or off the bottom. Maybe on the bottom. We'll move this up further. All right, so it's ridged. So really what we want to do is we want to glue, because we want that glue to go right into the edges. So I'm putting more glue than what I normally would. I'm going to put this up a bit. And I cut it just the width of the treat bag. And let's go ahead and we can actually pop this part up with our dimensionals. Now, if you like this, don't give me the thumbs up. Also, the best form of compliment that you could give me is to share it. So if you're on my Facebook page, you can share the video from there. Or if you're on YouTube, you can also share the video that way. So we've got that like that. Now, originally I thought, geez, I may have to use the black adhesive dots here, but I think the bats are kind of working as the embellishments. I don't know. I don't think that can go on there anywhere. Okay, I'm just going to leave that like that. Now, what I do have is I've got a bunch of ribbon that I can use on here, because once this is full, what we want to do is, of course, we want to close this up, right? So that they can take it. So what I thought would be really kind of cool is this mesh ribbon. And I went and I took this fresh freesia ribbon and I colored it with my, actually, it was colored with the dark Highland Heather. I'm just going to do this like this. This would look kind of cool on there too. Let's see what that would look like with. I don't know what that would look like. Well, we'll color it and we'll see what it looks like anyways. So this is the light parakeet party blend. Let's see how that's going to go. I know with it shaking around like that, I know the kids are going to love that. All right. So we have this like this. One thing I like to see is a lot of ribbon and that sort of stuff on these kind of things. We could do them all separately. So they could go like this. Let's see how that's going to look. Of course, we have to fill this. And we'll go here. We could put a whole pile of ribbon on here, so it's really hard to get into. And we can put this one over here. There we go. See, and then all they're doing is they're just going to come down like this. You know what? I'm going to put it off to the other side. So I'm not tying these yet into a knot. And the reason being is because I've got to fill it. But I think what I'll do is I'll have it like this. And then I'm going to turn around and I'm going to go in. And let's just trim this. I could even do some orange on there too. But how neat is that, that they basically get to have a treat bag, and a huge treat bag, I might add, you know, because we always tend to overdo it as grandparents. You know what, I'll just come in here and let's just tie this one together, and then you'll see how it'll look with it all down. All right, so there's our treat bag. And like I say, we used these treat bags And like I say, they're almost 5 inches by 6.5 inches by 1.5 inches here. So that's a lot of treat bag for Halloween. But I've got parcels going off to the grandchildren. So this will be great to go with that. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that. I remember, give me the thumbs up if you like that. Also, if you could share my video, I really do appreciate it. But yeah, is that ever fun, eh? You say I've got sequins all over the place, but the haunted house. In any event, like I say, I hope you enjoyed that. Saturdays, card sketch. We'll see you at 10 o'clock Pacific time. And if you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to reach out. If you do live in Canada, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to be your demonstrator. I give tutorials away, and I have some other rewards that I do give away. In any event, you guys have a great evening. Have a great Friday tomorrow. And I guess for Margaret, that would be have a great Saturday for tomorrow because it's Friday there in Australia. In any event, you guys have a great day. Bye for now.